Alright, people of YouTube. Right now, I am reading your mind. And my god, this is awesome. Can't believe I'm doing this. Wait, the fuck? What kind of perverted shit are you thinking of? Oh my god, that's disgusting. I think I'm a puke. Anyway, please enjoy the review. I know this is wrong. Well, hello people of YouTube, 'tis I once more, the Crimson Assassin, here today to give you guys my long-awaited review for the anime, The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. Let's begin, shall we? So, the Disastrous Life of Saiki K is fairly simple. You follow Kusuo Saiki, a seemingly normal, average high school student, with a twist. At birth, he was given psychic powers due to some unknown, unexplained reason. And yeah, you may think that his life would be pretty great, actually, with psychic powers, considering that he could, get away with basically everything. However, you would be extremely wrong, because you see, he deals with very annoying people surrounding him. So basically, the anime, in a nutshell, is like this. You follow Saiki's everyday life as he deals with wacky situations, things that get blown up out of proportion, and also while him being extremely annoyed by everything that happens to him, but while also actually caring deeply about the characters, to a certain extent. Oh, and also, comedy, laughs, lovable characters ensue. A complete package for what a comedy anime should be. So, people of YouTube, what are my thoughts on The Disastrous Life of Saiki K? People of YouTube, not since Konosuba has an anime really truly actually made me laugh. The Disastrous Life of Saiki K pulls that off in flying colors, as this is actually one of the funniest animes I have ever seen, period. You see, people, I appreciate comedies with amazing writing, like the writing in Konosuba. How the writing just fit well with the comedy, and the comedy was just in the comedy as well. The comedy is basically in the writing. And the best thing I can say about this, The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, the dialogue and the writing is fantastic, with a bunch of quips, not quips, but more or less comments about the various things that go on in Saiki's life. In fact, Saiki is the person who makes the comments to begin with. You see, when a situation happens, Saiki does like this weird thing where it's like him and his thoughts, and he's making various funny quips and comments throughout the whole debacle. I'll put an example, hopefully, right now. It's through its comedy that the anime becomes very enjoyable with the various things that happen in Saiki's life. And the thing about Saiki is that he's not necessarily fixated on that, he has to do this. No, well, I mean, he's just basically annoyed with life, and he wants to actually get people to stop bothering him, so he does these things to kind of get them to leave him alone, but when in actuality, it actually brings him closer together with the various characters that you see in the anime. Speaking of the characters, they're all fantastic, they're all lovable, and they're all hilarious. I can't give you really one really truly bad, not funny character. Maybe except Terahashi's brother, but there were some moments where he did actually make me laugh. Albeit he's very over the top and kind of borderline incest, but hey, he was still a funny character to watch. And again, that also contributes to the writing. The characters are fantastic. They're lovable, hilarious, and drop dead hilarious. There was not one bad character besides maybe Teruhashi's brother. But even then, such a minor character that you could just probably ignore him. Like what Saiki does. The main protagonist of Saiki is the perfect main character, as not only he plays as the straight man, but he plays the straight man with the most OP abilities ever, as he uses his abilities to get out of certain situations that he has to deal with. And not to say that Saiki is just this one-dimensional character who doesn't really care about anything except being left alone and coffee jelly. But he actually does really care deeply about the characters, even if he doesn't really show it that often. In fact, it's actually of some minor moments where he actually does feel like, yeah, you know, I actually have friends and stuff, and, you know, he may get annoyed by them, but deep down, all the friends, from all the characters, I should say, from Tendo, Kaido, Haido, even the Mary Sue of Teruhashi, and his parents, they all form a genuine bond with Saiki, as not only as they go well with one another, but they're also just laugh riots, and you know it makes the best comedy with their interactions with one another. Also, by the way, I should say this, one of the things I never mentioned before, animation done by JC Staff, pretty solid. Nothing out of the blue and spectacular, very solid. Not really much I could say when it comes to the animation. The voice acting. The Japanese dub is the way to go, people of YouTube. Watch this anime in Japanese dub, as I feel like it's the superior version, and I felt like it gave me the most laughs out of the English dub. Not to say that the English dub was bad, I'm just saying I prefer the Japanese version. Because especially since you got the guy who voiced Levi to do Saiki. Let me just say that one more time. Levi is Saiki. Pure gold. Pure gold. Also, going back to the characters, I love all of them. Saiki, like I mentioned before, is a very likable character, but also kind of a dick, and also extremely annoyed with life. But what about the other characters? Hands down, one of my favorite characters in the show. In fact, he's tied for second place with another character. But I feel like he deserves the top pick. Kendo. This lovable idiot is possibly one of my favorite characters in anime. That's my favorite side character in anime. As he he plays as the dumb idiot, but he's also just so damn likable too. Yeah, sure, he may look rough and tough, but he's actually quite a nice guy, and also an idiot. But what actually makes up some of the comedy, and it works well with this character. He plays the idiot very well. And I just love the guy. It's just like, you know, he's also a very likable dude, as, you know, he actually has been, he has been shown character development. You know, he has a mom, and he actually really cares deeply about her, and, you know, he actually forms a somewhat great bond with Saiki. Another character that I absolutely love, who was tied with Kendo, Kaido. Let's just say, man, we're gonna fight the Dark Reunion together, man, because Jesus Christ, this character was just a laugh riot. Him spewing out some random line to make him sound cool, and then ultimately he would quiver and cry and stuff. He tries to play the badass, but then he epically fails. Epically. All in all, it was actually also a pretty fun character to watch, and I really kind of like his character. He was actually, in fact, he was one of the first characters besides Kendo to be introduced, and that I fell in love with. I loved his character. He was a funny dude, and all in all, really fun dude. I liked him a lot. I liked him a lot. The character that's actually surprised me the most, and the fact that I actually liked more than I actually would have thought I liked, was the Mary Sue of the anime, Teruhashi. First things first, let's get this one out of the way. Oof! That being said, That being said, that one word completely summarized her character. She is the beautiful Mary Sue where everything gets handed to her, and she's just by her look she can go on with life with fucking margaritas and champagne, flying on a private jet. She could have had that life. Except when she meets Saiki, that completely turns her life upside down, and the fact that she actually becomes borderline obsessive with Saiki. And who would have thought a perfectly perfect girl gets shoehorned, or who falls head over heels over this plainly average dude that doesn't really seem like the type of person to really, stand out in a crowd. In fact, Saiki does his best to stay out of people's faces. In fact, he just wants to live a normal life. Yeah, you have this girl Teruhashi who's just like onto him like glue and wants to be with him and actually has deep feelings for him. And I'm like, yeah. But also, she actually surprised me because of how actually funny she was. I was shocked. Oof. Alright. Next character. Oh. How can I forget the class rep himself? This guy. Hiro, I believe. Hiro. Man. He is one strong, resilient leader, and I will follow him to hell and back. You, sir, have my respect. You are a badass. Even if you sometimes lose against Tendo. He's still all in all a really funny character, and I did like him a lot. Pretty funny. And again, that should be said about all the characters. All the characters were funny, people. All of them. But those were just some of the standout characters. Oh, another. Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Not yet. Hold on. I almost forgot. Kusuo's parents. Saiki's parents. The best comedy duo ever. I like every time when his parents are on the screen, I have no choice but to laugh because they are the only two people that actually knows that Saiki has psychic powers. And so he actually comes to her for sometimes a little help, and also the parents go to Saiki for help on a lot of various things, and they're just funny. They're just really funny. How they would act so lovey-dovey in front of each other, and it's just. And they just share a cute bond together, like they look like a really cute couple. I actually really love them. They actually do really care deeply for one another. In fact, they go above and beyond to explain that. Well then. So even though, people of YouTube, I actually may been hyping this anime up, you may think, well, there's no problems with it. No, right? Unfortunately, I do have a few problems with it. And I would say the biggest problem that plagues the disastrous life of Saiki K is fairly simple. Some of the jokes get kind of repetitive. And actually, it follows the same sort of rinse and repeat formula. It starts off with Saiki kind of doing his everything, trying to avoid other characters, but then a certain situation happens that Saiki has to help that character in order to get out of the situation, and sometimes it even takes multiple episodes for Saiki to actually help get the characters, to help the character, and Saiki finds a way, using his psychic powers, to help the character get out of the situation alive, or, in some cases, he uses his powers to, avoid certain situations, or it's just something with another character that he has to do, blah, yada, yada, yada. It becomes this sort of formula that you would expect to see in every episode, thus it being very repetitive in some scenes. Now, I can't really truly fault the anime considering it's a gag anime. That's right, people of YouTube. The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, really, in every single episode, it's 5 minutes long. But since it's a 20-minute long anime, it's five episodes in 5 minutes in each episode. It's 25 minutes, so it's like 5 minutes per each episode. That's what I meant to say. So I can probably forgive its short length because each episode is very small and minute, and it actually does the gag pretty well. However, that is still an issue that I have. In fact, some scenes weren't really as funny as it comes out to be, and because it starts with this very repetitive nature, and it goes on and on and on and on. And of course there were a few stinking characters, like a few not so good, like I mentioned before, Teruhashi's brother. I mean, you're just borderline incest. Just no. Fuck you. How obsessive he is to his sister. Now I get that joke, but like I get the thing that Terahashi's a very beautiful, perfect character, but even to get your brother to fall head over heels for you, that was probably a given, and I probably shouldn't have seeded cunning, but I didn't. Thus, I was falsely believing that they probably wouldn't, but they didn't. Whatever. All in all, people of YouTube, despite the anime's repetitive nature, I still overall enjoy the Disastrous Life of Saiki K. It's a fun anime, and it's super, just all in all, a really funny one at that. It's one of the best comedies that I've seen this year, and probably some of the best comedies that I'll ever probably see next to Konosuba. That's how great this anime was. With that in mind, people of YouTube, I'm gonna give the Disastrous Life of Saiki K 4 out of 5. It's great. Mind you, there's no half scale, but if I did give it a half scale, it would definitely be that poor 4.5. However, I only do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna explain my review scale. I'm just gonna leave it like that. 4 out of 5. Definitely love it. Recommend it. It's available streaming on Netflix and on Crunchyroll. And yes, it is dubbed by Funimation. So there's no really excuse not to watch it now. So yeah. That's my thoughts on the Disastrous Life of Saiki K. Till then, stay tuned, people. I'll hopefully try to review Ancient Magus Bride as I'm trying to sit through and actually watch it, as well as whenever Darling in the Franxx finish. Yes, I'll watch and review that, and a plethora upon plethora of anime to go back to and watch. So many animes, so little time. Till then, people of YouTube, 'tis I once more, the Crimson Assassin. Peace.